Well, I think that the work of the American Botanical Council is really critical for the whole country because it serves as a nonprofit, objective, unbiased source of information about herbal remedies and dietary supplements. We have to educate consumers as to the remedies, what they do, the proper doses and sources, and we certainly need to educate the health professionals as to what their patients as consumers are doing. So again, ABC provides an important role in the world of dietary supplements by putting out the facts and not whitewashing things and not being driven by marketing slogans, but really being driven by science.
ChromaDex was 10 years old now, and I think we've been involved with ABC since that point, really. So, because of the support that ABC has shown towards research, and that's predominantly what we do.
And it seems to me that sometimes ABC is just there. If you have a question, if you've got something that you need a direction, you go to their website, for example, herbalgram.org, or call them up. There are so many ways that they can help individuals and companies to understand more about herbal products.
I'm involved in the American Botanical Council because of the quality and kind of work they do. Literally, the whole community benefits, but I mean everything from the herbalists who can use the knowledge, to the pharmaceutical community who uses the knowledge, to the common person who can get an Herbalgram and read about their favorite herb or do research on it. It's a very exciting organization, and the people behind it are just, the level of integrity and what they've done has just been amazing.
It's essential to have an independent organization that provides clarity and consistent information on the importance of herbal medicine. American Botanical Council and Mark Blumenthal provide that resource in spades.
One of the things that herbalists don't have time to do is to read all of the research that is now trundling off of the presses. It's unbelievable. You would think that there was just nothing to do but research herbal medicine. We can't read it all, and we rely upon them to synthesize great bodies of information, make sure it's peer-reviewed, make sure that the citations are legit, and that helps us to get the idea of the thread we want to focus on ourselves rather than having to read the entire tapestry each month. And that is an amazing service to herbalists that the ABC performs.
Knowledge is power. There's so much information that is out there that is inaccurate or harmful. And Mark works tirelessly, as does the American Botanical Council, to disseminate not only responsible information, but to also offset these naysayers that are constantly attacking our industry.
Well, ABC gives a good opportunity for companies to partner with. One, they bring a lot of integrity and a lot of respect in the natural food world and in the herb world, and they can also help work with innovative, organic food companies and herbal companies to figure out ways to do marketing and education-based programs which benefit the overall industry and can also benefit growing market share in terms of awareness.
Everything that comes from ABC is trustworthy. They really have a scientific standard, I think, that they stick to. They're not selling product. They're not involved in the profit-making part of the business. Does a lot of things that trade associations don't do necessarily. Deals with the scientific basis for the medicinal use of herbs, educates the media, which Lord knows as a member of the media we need that, and just really makes the world a healthier place. So I like being a part of it.
ABC is a tireless advocate, if you will, for the botanical industry and the herbal industry, and is dedicated to the safe use of herbs and to educating consumers, healthcare professionals, the media, which is a very important part of ABC's mission.
I'm involved with the American Botanical Council because they've been the one-stop shop for any deep knowledge about herbal information as well as topical knowledge. As things move and change, this is the best place to find the information. So I've been involved for a long time and been a fan for many years. So I use the information for drug discovery, clinical trial development of herbs, clinical development of single components from herbs, and so I use it for many things. I look for ideas as far as new supplements, and so it's been very useful for all of my commercial endeavors, and so, as well as all the research that I've done in the past. So.
ABC is unique in that it is, I would say, the only voice that comes close to being a Carl Sagan voice for botanicals in the context of science and evidence. And in the industry, which is faced by an overwhelming amount of disinformation and charlatanism, it's that true ringing voice of clarity that uses evidence as a means of communicating information that frames the entire industry from a botanical perspective.
I think that the benefit of ABC to companies, whether they're the herbal companies, supplement companies, or the retailers, is that if in fact we are not building a base of scientific data about the products that we sell, that we're at risk in the marketplace. We're at risk from regulation, from Congress, from states, because we're on thin ice if we don't have the science. And I think that's the benefit.
Well, ABC has this wonderful publication, Herbalgram, and it's the first thing I read when it comes out. And I think ABC is an organization that keeps, that attracts the science into the herbal business.
Well, obviously, ABC is an enormous resource for knowledge and has the talent to share this knowledge through their media outlets, Herbalgram, and more than that, they're a reliable source for resource on research, on botanicals in general.
I think ABC was one of the first organizations, at least in North America, to start looking at a lot of, in particular, the European literature, and putting together and putting it out in a way that was easy to understand for the audience of people working in the natural products industry, regulators, media. And I think that's what ABC does really well, is it pulls researchers and writers and practitioners from all over the planet to have the most up-to-date information on medicinal plants.
ABC, almost more than anybody else or any other organization, is able to get palatable information out there on the benefits of herbs like nobody else. You tend to get biased reporting in newspapers. In company literature, you get another biased source of information. Herbalgram, or ABC's publication Herbalgram, is one of the best vehicles for getting good information, credible information to the public at large.
Well, I think for both, I think it's awareness. It's certainly, bringing the issues up in a forum that, it's something, there's something to be said to making the complex simple. Working with botanicals my whole life as a researcher, there's a great deal of complexity, but Mark and the entire staff of ABC do a tremendous job of boiling it down to where people at all levels, from the highest level of academician to, the average consumer who doesn't have a lot of time, can understand it.
ABC has a very, very unique position within the natural products industry. It's a very unique organization because what it's done is it's allowed an industry, and particularly the herbal part of the industry, which for a long time was very thought of as being very fringe, to intersect with mainstream academia. And that's one of the things that I love about ABC, is that it brings disparate groups that would never have thought about being together. And so that's one of the things that really allowed a dialogue between academia and the industry.
I think ABC is unique because it's an independent center that can qualify research, history, and everything there is to know about botanical substances and products, and speak with a voice of fairness and clarity to the media and to sometimes our critics, but also to be a support for the industry themselves.
We are at a very pivotal crossroads right now in terms of our understanding of how to create optimal health in new ways. And I think the world is ready to look at the real value of what we call herbal medicine or complementary medicine or integrative medicine. Our current system really is focused on treating disease. People get sick and then the whole system is built around that. So now what's happening is ABC is really at the fulcrum, and has been for so many years, the fulcrum of a shift in the balance where now we can take a look at wellness from a preventative point of view and the role of herbal medicine in making that happen.
I think the American Botanical Council, more than any organization that I've seen, has lifted up the field of botanical research and legitimacy in a way that has never happened before. You know, there's an expression that knowledge has organization ability, and it has organizing power, it has the ability to bestow health. And I see Mark's work and American Botanical Council as doing that, is really helping to bring health to the people of North America in a way that's really, really important.
And ABC has been a voice for the herb industry. It's been a voice for the herb world in America, and it's been an international voice. And there are very few agencies, organizations, entities that do that. Very few. It's extremely unique. The herb world is large. It is herbalists, growers, scientists. It is retail stores. It's manufacturers. It's all of that. So being able to go to the germane and important aspects of that whole potpourri that makes up the herb world, and to be able to glean out what's happening, and to be able to be an educated and articulate voice, every movement needs that. And I have always felt that ABC has filled that role.
And it's something that I think is probably the best herbal organization in the world in terms of putting out balanced information about herbs, both from the scientific and historical traditional use. And so it's good business to support ABC. I mean, my company, Herb Pharm, has been a supporter for many, many years, and because I love Mark and because I support it, but also because it makes me more money.
I'm involved with the American Botanical Council because, in my opinion, it's the absolute best source and best organization for disseminating information on botanicals, providing accurate information, because, as you know, there's a tremendous amount of misinformation out there. I think that the American Botanical Council does more to properly promote plant-based medicines than any entity in the world, so I'm a big fan and big supporter.